Got that, buddy.
A new study from California's Loma University may help to change the way humans look at venomous rattlesnakes by showing that they appear to take comfort in being close to their own kind, much like people. The research by doctoral candidate Chelsea Martin, under faculty advisor Professor William Hayes, showed that the snakes seem to suffer less stress when put together than when they are alone, according to the study published this week in the journal Frontiers in Ethology.
Well, I mean, it tells us that when they are with another snake, that they can reduce their stress response, which, as Bill said, has never been reported in reptiles before. And, you know, this is something that humans do as well. Humans socially buffer lots of other species that are typically considered to be social, like other mammals, birds, fishes. It's even been reported in termites. So I think that for us as humans, it lets us know that, hey, we're not that different from these snakes. You know, they're doing something that we do as well. And it also tells us that there's more complex things going on with them and that they're more social than we originally believed them to be.
So when I was in graduate school earlier, a few decades back, yeah, they were definitely thought of as, along with most other animals really, as being automatons. They simply respond to stimuli, and they weren't capable of thinking or processing thoughts, making decisions, feeling emotions, and all that has changed. The public hasn't necessarily caught on, but most scientists now recognize that many animals are sentient, capable of feeling emotions. And unfortunately for rattlesnakes and other lower vertebrates and invertebrates, we seldom give them that credit. People are eager to just chop their heads off, which is cool. And, obviously we couldn't do that for dogs and cats, but we seem to think it's okay for these lower vertebrates, and it's wrong. It's wrong with a capital W. We should be treating these animals better.
If we can help to reduce their stress while they're in captivity, that can have really good husbandry, very practical for husbandry practices. It can be useful for zoos, captive breeding programs, times when we have, endangered snakes that we're housing and trying to, rehabilitate for the wild, and for transport. There are a lot of people in Southern California that do rattlesnake removals and transport them to new locations so people, aren't killing them. And that can be a very stressful situation for snakes. So, as we learn more about this too, that could potentially help them succeed in their translocation.
The findings challenge the notion that reptiles are solitary hunters that display little in the way of complex social behavior. The idea for the study was hatched by Hayes in his off hours, when he is often called upon to wrangle rattlers caught by homeowners in the mountains of Southern California. Hayes usually puts a captured snake in a bucket and carries it safely into the wild, with the creature typically rattling furiously all the way. But he said he noticed that when 2 or more snakes were in the bucket, the rattling tended to ease.
It seemed to me that driving down a mountain with rattlesnakes, if I had more than one in the bucket, they were quieter. But of course, that's something, I'm susceptible to exercising my imagination with. You need a good objective study to test that hypothesis, but that's where the idea came from.
To conduct the study on Southern Pacific rattlesnakes, Martin monitored the creatures under stress conditions in the lab and found their heart rates were lower when grouped together.
And we just attached electrodes to the body of the snake, placed one above and below the heart and then further down on the body, and we just used medical tape to tape them to the snakes, and we were able to pick up a heart rate. And so we decided to use heart rate as a measure of short-term stress in these guys.
The calming effect when creatures are in close proximity with their own kind is called social buffering.